on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Button Check, powered by Mainline. It's your boy, Banjo.
And I'm Drago.
And I am Bobbles.
And we are Button Check. We are making sure that we give you guys all the delicious, juicy, and important information regarding the Smash universe at large. Genesis is on the horizon, which is dope, but off a little bit. I want to go into a pretty serious topic, right? And I feel like, if we need to restate it, right? And it's basically like gaming community, the sexual harassment in the gaming community, right? 2019, 23 days in, we still goofing. Like we couldn't even make it 23 days without somebody completely just, entire career. But out of respect for him, out of respect for both of them, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna leave that out. But I gave you to this topic, you and you. I gave both y'all this topic because really reflect on it and really think about it because you guys are pretty young. When it comes to the future of this game, the people who may find their entry into it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say my piece on it after you two. So harassment or just right? So how do we go about stopping it? I know the result of what happens. We've all seen the result. What you can do as a player of your community. What can you do to help prevent something like that or to help stop it? And it's hard. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? This is very, very difficult. It's hard.
When you gave us a question earlier today, it took me a while to kind of think over it and really try and find it's frustrating because there'll never be like a be all end all solution to something like this. It's we can put out fires as much as we can and we can take preventative measures, but sometimes things really just slip through the cracks. But I think looking back in the past couple of days, how these events have kind of unfolded, kind of who's speaking out about what, other parties kind of sharing their side of the story. It really kind of brings to light not only that if something like this happens and if it's reported, because there's so many instances of this where this doesn't get reported, where this just goes under the radar and nobody ever knows about it, or nobody ever really comes forward about it. So it was a brave thing by one of the parties to come forward about it. It was really nice to see the community in open arms kind of understand that this is not okay. This is not something we want in our community, and really community-wide, nationwide, a pretty good kind of a really strong statement just by the Smash community in general. Like, hey, this is something we don't want. This is kind of a statement to if you felt this way at a Smash event, feeling this way at a Smash event or in a Smash community, that if you speak out about it, then the community will be here for you. Hopefully, there are instances, of course, where sometimes there's things reported and it's the truth may be warped a little bit. I know there was an event. There was an incident last year where someone had accused another person of sexual harassment. It turns out it was false. It was a false report. So it's something that goes really both ways that we would ultimately need to keep an eye on. It's just watching the entire process in general, from the person coming forward about it to confirming the reports to understanding some of the intentions of this person who committed the act, and then just the results of the community coming together to kind of lay a blanket statement like, hey, this is not something we approve of. This is not something we're going to do. This is not something that belongs in our community. And it felt good to kind of see that kind of camaraderie come together and put a stop to this. And I hope this is a golden example of if we have to come to this if we have to come to this topic again, if we have another incident like this again, that it's handled the same way that this one was.
Yeah. I agree with everything Bobbles just said. My entire take on like harassment in general in the community, it's up to us to put a stop to it. Like Bobbles said, we can't necessarily control everything, but we could definitely put out the fires and stop it immediately. And there's so many cases where uh, it just goes unreported because people are scared to come out because of the oh you're lying blah blah blah. But it's not on them to report. It just shouldn't happen. Like when you see either your homie or someone in the community doing something that they probably shouldn't be, you got to call them out for it and you got to talk to them and let them know why this isn't okay and go over basic stuff that you think would be common sense, like no means no, but some people just don't get that stuff. It's up to us to be good role models because there's so many new people coming into Ultimate as well. And it goes both ways. Like both girls get harassed and males can get harassed. And it's just, it's not that hard to be a good person, to respect people's personal boundaries, to understand that no means no and like where the line is and to not cross it. And it's up to us to like look at our peers and call them out if they ever even come close to crossing that line.
Hmm.
And I think how this situation was handled was probably one of the better ones. I mean, the individual is banned now essentially from tournaments. Like Genesis is not allowing him to come. Apparently, said individual was not going to go anymore, but if he tried, Genesis said no, and I'm assuming Frostbite will follow and a bunch of other ones. That more people will speak up about it in the future because it's such a serious problem, and I think it's being brought up, and the more people are getting punished for it, the less likely it'll happen too. Because people don't understand common sense of, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this." If they at least see that someone's getting punished, they won't try it at least.
Yeah, because this is especially important in a community for a game like ours. Smash Brothers is a very wide-reaching game. There are kids as young as 5 and 6, and grown adults that play this game. You know, people of all ages, all walks of life come through and play this game. This isn't exactly a niche market. It is Smash Brothers. Of course, as you get into a competitive scene, you know, you typically find a little older crowd from like 15, 16 up to around 30, and it's typically male dominated. It's like here in San Angelo, we have no female players competitively, and it's it is kind of like a caveat of competitive gaming. You know, obviously competitive gaming is going to be more male dominated, but it's it in a male dominated environment, you can typically see like, you know, maybe there are some people that might, some females, some women that might be hesitant to join because of hearing reports of things like this, like, oh, you don't want to come to the scene, do this, do that, because of uh you know, all of these incidents that happen. So it's important that, not as important that we go out and we take the initiative about it, we nip it in the bud, but it's also that we make we make our community a safe place, because there are scenes, especially around Texas, with a good female player group. There are I've met some incredible female players uh, traveling across the state, and to see players like that mean a lot to their community and to the scene in general just kind of go away because of inappropriate behavior and stuff like that. It's saddening. So to
Yeah.
just, you know,
Yeah.
presenting that sort of open environment for everybody can mean a lot, not only at a big level, but even on a local level as well.
Yeah. So this is exactly what I wanted to hear from both of you. So I just wanted to make sure that your head was in the right place for this because it needs to be. And to everybody who's watching this, like men and women, I mean, if you see something wrong, say that something is wrong, right? Don't be afraid to speak up, to tell somebody that, you know, this isn't right, or you feel some certain way about something. You need to tell somebody, right? Tell someone. Let somebody know. Let a TO know. And if you a TO out there, in your community and you letting stuff slide, then shame on you too, because you need to be held accountable. This is this is because we're in a scene that's extremely impressionable. We cannot be okay with zero accountability, right? Especially it takes a village, right? So you need to be accountable for one another, especially when it comes to situations like this in social situations, right? You don't have to be mean to each other. I would rather y'all not interact with each other at all if it's going to come down to this. Y'all do. So, right, it's not that hard, right?
Yeah.
We know the result of this when it happens, and it's happened before this, long or not, 1000%. You're gonna lose everything, bro. Like it's just like what like you way the internet works when it comes to Twitter and it comes to like Facebook and mob mentality. You know, if you get caught doing something wrong, there, no matter how big or small, it's up to you guys. Well, it's up to all of us in general to make sure that like if we see something wrong, just say something is wrong. Go
Yeah.
through the inappropriate. That way we can go through the appropriate channels situation ourselves. It handled that way. If we need to bring something to an authority, we can bring it to them. No need for anybody to feel any type of way of the community. It's really dope to see, the Smash community band together and kind of just X out that type of behavior. In 2019, that's not what's up. So I really don't want to see anything like that for the rest of the year, but I don't think we will. So
Yeah.
I'm proud of you two, for understanding the situation, especially with how young both of you are. I'm very proud of you both. So, going forward, especially since you two have your own communities, you guys need to realize, like, what I'm saying, this is how we need to handle the situation next time. If it ever happens, this is how we need to handle the situation if it ever happens to us, we're gonna band together as a community to help fix the situation. So I'm very proud of you. And if any, like I said, if any community, if you feel a certain way about something, just don't be afraid to speak up because there are people that will help you. To that's not that crucial. I looked at this rule set for the North American Online Open, and just people not having any fun with this at all, especially with them getting cheesed. Prize for this is East, and it's a trip to PAX Arena, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna go over this rule set for you, right? And y'all tell me if this is a staple or not, since you both are very smart. So we got stock battle, 3 stock, 7 minute, final smash meter off, spirits off, damage handicap off, stage morph is off, stage hazards are off, the launch rate is 1, underdog boost off, and pausing is off. It sounds correct, doesn't it?
Oh,
Except that the
because
smash
the
ball is
items
on.
on low and the smash ball and on. And that as well, because I mean, it's like Nintendo's trying to just push Ultimate in general, and I think anyone that isn't in a tournament scene already that and already had any sort of interest in playing Smash competitively will end up finding their scene thanks to this. This isn't necessarily what competitive players wanted, and they're just kind of doing it, and it's cool, and it'll be fun to see. And I'm sure competitive players are gonna still do it, and a lot of them are still good. Like John Numbers and Ido, they're at the Nintendo the World Championship, and like John Numbers won it, and I know Ido did really great. So like it doesn't necessarily mean a competitive player can't win, but obviously we would have loved for it to be actually super competitive rule set. But it's cool. I think it'll bring more people to the game, or whether they're competitors or not doesn't really matter because they'll probably end up watching the tournament, worst case, and then more people learn about Ultimate, and more people will end up picking it up. And then some out of all those people that pick it up, some people will be like, "Wait, I want to compete in this game," and they'll learn, and it just makes Smash bigger. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, not what we wanted, but we also didn't kind of expect something like this, at least not this soon. So, although the rule set is kind of weird, I'm excited to see what happens with it, and I just hope it's successful so that Nintendo, hopefully in the future, does something with like a more competitive rule set.
I'm a pass. Go ahead, Bobble.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very Nintendo way of doing things. There's, it's like they're giving us what we want, and acknowledging that there's competition to be had in Smash Brothers, but they're putting that little bit of sauce on the statement there, and saying, kind of pulling us back into reality and saying, hey, we're about it, but we're still going to do things our way. And I totally understand this rule set. This is a very, like I said, it's a very Nintendo thing to do. So you've got the Smash Balls, which, while we can talk about, obviously Final Smashes in general are very lopsided. Characters, amazing Final Smashes, insta kills at 0% and things like that. And there is some underwhelming ones as well, on top of that. But for the sake of presenting their product, their game to the masses, to all these people, casual, competitive alike, and in between, that are going to come and watch this event, I think the Smash Balls are a perfect way to kind of add a little bit of comeback factor, a little bit of hype, a little bit of complete presentation of your product and of their game, showing that, like, hey, maybe once a match, you see this real cool cinematic come through, and you see D3 bringing the cage up and knocking somebody with a hammer.
Yeah.
You see, a giant Bowser come up and just right hook everybody on the screen. So while it's exactly not a competitor's paradise, it's definitely the Nintendo way to do things, and it's definitely gonna, like Drago said, give us that exposure that we really need.
I like the idea of Nintendo trying to basically expand their economy and their reach into business by making a Salt Factory within their video game, because you want to play with Smash Ball on, with the items on low, and this is online stage, and then somebody's Peach, and then they have Spinal Smash, and it's just like, oh, well, I guess you just lost. Somebody is going to PAX off this.
Yeah, that's fair.
After all these qualifiers are finished, somebody is definitely going to PAX off of this. And while I understand that this early on, this is a genius marketing move by Nintendo. I get it. All right, I understand. But it's just like, from a competitive standpoint, that we already are, and it's already established by us. It's just like, huh.
Yeah.
So and it's just like, if you lose, in some instances, you're gonna feel cheated. It's either gonna be a grueling gauntlet, or it's gonna be just mental type deal. So like, nobody at the meta, not the meta, at the beta of this rule set, it was just like nobody wanted Final Smash on. People did not want Final Smash meter on. They didn't want no stage morphin', nothing. They wanted the most they wanted the most normalized rule set they could get for competitive play, so they could get right to it. And honestly, I think it's kind of neat how they how they're experimenting with this rule set now.
Yeah.
Like, once we get into the later stage of the game, you know what I'm saying, it's all going to be one rule set anyway. So I think it's probably good to enter with this, and I might even try to play this, but it's just going to make me just put a hole through my monitor if I get killed with old Falco Final Smash or something. Like, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
But
I'll definitely
I
be
think
trying it out, but
out, but it's just like if I advance, I advance, but if I lose, it's just like playing online is already greasy enough, so it's just like
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a sick run, and then I'm gonna catch like a K roll laser to the face. And that's
Yeah.
it for me, dude.
And
Yeah.
what's worse, it'll happen to you. Uh, it'll happen to you in qualifiers to get in the packs.
Yeah, you'll be right there, and you're gonna get final smash to 30 and die, and you're like, "Wow, I
Mhm.
wasted all my time."
My little Timmy, who
Little
plays with
Timmy,
2 Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Let's see, 12-year-old Timmy on this one.
the single on warrior.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling you, man.
the goat little Mac about to take it to PAX.
But
Yeah.
speaking of Warriors, that boy Tweak. So I got this man winning Genesis because every time he enters one of these premier events, makes it look easy. And with a new character, this man was using Young Link
Mhm.
and Wario, but he won Let's Make Moves with Wario. But what's more impressive than that is he didn't drop a set.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy for how brand new this game is to go to Glitch 6, 551 people, and not drop a set when you played Nairo twice and you played Light and you played like all these great players and not drop a single set. And like Wario is really good and Young Link's really good, but they definitely have flaws. And specifically versus like Palutena, Lucina, Fox, Cloud, like
Mhm.
Wario will definitely struggle with swords. So to get first at a 551 in a brand new game and not even drop a set, I don't even think he went to game 5 in any set. Like it's crazy how consistent Tweak's been already. And I mean, just to round out the top 8, I mean, Nairo got second, Light the Fox got third, Leo got fourth with Cloud and Ike, Tamim with Bayo got fifth, same with ZD fifth, and then at seventh, Wadi with his Rob and Salem with his Link got seventh.
Mhm.
The people that have been doing well, whether they did really well at Smash Conference or at Let's Make Moves or win launch like ZD did, like you're seeing a lot of players stay relatively consistent and do really, really well. And then even when you look at like the ninth placers, you have people like Cosmos in there, and like he's like the sole Inkling representative that's saving Inkling's lives. And then you have people like 8-Bit Man and Ally and SDX. So like, man, I'm so excited for Genesis, and Glitch was a great event, but for Tweak to win it all,
Yeah.
one, crazy.
He
Yeah,
only
Anyone
see,
doubles.
he literally he dropped games, Nairo, Light, and Nairo again, but he only dropped one game in between all that. He dropped one game. He dropped one game per set he played in Winners Top 8.
Mhm.
They didn't even
Dude's a
go to a
freak.
game 5. Like that's crazy. I mean, you beat Wadi, Nairo, Tweak, you beat Jackal, you beat Kingfisher, who's a solid DK from MDVA as well, and then you roll through your pool beating Roxas, who was a Bayo player from New Jersey that had a lot of hype towards him towards the end of Smash 4 because he was really good, getting good really quick. So like that's just a crazy run. Like to only drop what 4 games total. You dropped 4 games total, and they were to Wadi, Nairo, Light, and Nairo again. Can do that. I think only 2 other people in this entire bracket could do that, and that's Nairo and Leo. But they'd have to be playing perfect because, as we saw, Leo got fourth, losing to Nairo and to Light.
Mhm.
And then Nairo got taken to game 5 by ZD. He got taken to game 4 by Leo. He couldn't beat Tweak. So I mean, Tweak is he's definitely the favorite to win Genesis. And I hope he does, because man, that man needs a sponsor, and winning Genesis would be perfect.
Yeah, the fact that we're 6 weeks into this game and no one's picked Tweak up yet it's honestly shocking to me. I'm sure there are like tier 2, tier 3 orgs just like in Tweak's DMs like all day, like, hey bud, we'll give you $20 and like Chuck E. Cheese tokens if you hop on our team with us.
That's
But
a
like,
steal.
I know, right? I mean, I would take that,
I would
but
take it too.
I'm not Tweak, so
Well, what's up with the Remo? I know you can hear us. So what's up with the Chuck E. Cheese tokens, bro?
yeah.
We need to have a conversation after this. But I think I don't know what Tweak's plan is as far as sponsors go, but this man might be like fishing because it's just like
TSM
at
Tweak.
this At this point,
TSM 20.
I think he knows, like, yo, I'm
Yeah,
talented
this man.
player in this game. So what's up, Geico? What's up, what's up, TSM?
Yeah,
What's up, Cloud Gaming, Cloud9? What's up? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
Like
sure.
this man's for sure like just waiting for that big fat chip, and he absolutely deserves it. I guess what I want to kind of talk about Glitch this weekend. Top 8 was very fun to watch. I enjoyed it a lot. I was mad tired for most of the top 8. So the fact that like I at least was awake through it all. But I'm looking at it
right.
and it's just like again, this was a crazy this was like our first kind of pretty big North American tournament.
Yeah.
We had Let's Make Moves, but this is like just another. This is I think even bigger than this one. I think we saw 11 different characters in top 8.
Yeah,
The only
something
real
like that.
repeats being like a couple characters, a couple people had like secondaries and stuff that they pulled out, but like the only repeat character we really saw was Light and Fox, or Light and ZD both going Fox,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
both had really impressive runs. ZD especially, like I know he's been kind of running MDVA up there, but that was a performance I think I was surprised by. Tamim on Bayonetta, another I was like, oh, Bayonetta can't be like that bad. Like Bayonetta is still probably pretty good, but I was like watching some of Tamim's sets, and I'm like, wow, this character's not like bottom 5 or anything by any means.
Oh
The
yeah,
character
I
is
mean,
like,
it's a solid character. If you're good, you'll win. But personally, I think Bayo is like, I don't know how Tamim did that. Like he was just straight up outplaying everyone, and it was super fun to watch. And I hope he could stay this consistent with such a like weird mediocre character. But
mhm.
I mean, like him and ZD just did amazing. Like they started top 16 and losers, you know. So like ZD beat Jackal, Ally, and Salem, while Tamim beat Shoyo James, 8-Bit Man, and Wadi. Like that's crazy already. And then ZD barely lost to Nairo as well. He almost reversed 3-0'd him. And then Tamim losing to MK Leo, who was the Bayo Slayer in Smash 4, still plays characters that dominate Bayo, but the games were super close. Like it's kind of like that joke. Oh, it was 3-0, but it was close though. I mean, it was true. It was close though.
Uh, you know
So
what?
yeah,
I mean, it's real interesting to see that where all the how Bale has ended up compared to last game and now, and Captain Zach still showing some love. Captain Zach still did pretty okay. Of course, Tamim did as well as he did with Bayonetta, but what's real interesting is like Evo Champion and went to that tournament.
yeah,
Lima went to this tournament, got 65th.
yeah.
Ooh,
Look, man, he was playing Bayo. I know that he's just trying to play Bayo until he's able to successfully completely transition to each. He's not trying to stay um Bayo, but he wants to win a weekly at least once and then just transition to Peach because he knows. And so does Tamim. Like I've
mm,
been talking to him and he's like, Bayo really can't do it. And I'm like, why are you playing her? I know you want to win. And he's like, well, yeah, it's just, trying to find a different character right now.
For sure.
And
Yeah, you may as well for now. You may as well just go with what works, and obviously it worked for him because like Limo was out at 65th, Captain Zach at 49th. And those are really the only Bayos anywhere near top outside of
I agree.
yeah,
him. So I mean, props for doing what he did
Bayos
with that.
that these are the Bayos that essentially aren't made out of pools. So
Right.
And
And
I mean, to be fair, Lima did lose round one, like his exact round one, to someone that ended up going rather far in the tournament. So,
mhm.
like,
Yeah, like
he
I'm
lost
just
to Regalo, and Regalo got, it looks like, 25th, which is good
yeah,
when he was unseeded. So,
yeah, really,
he got
pretty good.
25th. So he was unseeded,
Very
did
yeah.
not
good.
even make it out, and then just beat Lima, won his pool, lost to Tamim, kept winning in losers. So like he did good, but
And I like
um,
how
yeah,
everything is really starting to come into play here. Like I've seen like some things on Twitter. I saw like Lima getting chippy with some people. I saw like Sam Sora getting chippy a little bit with Sam talking about $250 money matches at
Oh
Genesis,
yeah.
and this is what we need. Okay, the thing to look out for next week is obviously is Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis.
Genesis is next weekend.
Mhm.
There's nothing this weekend because we're finally gonna just get just a little bit of cool down before
Or
the
the
first super
biggest
major
event.
of
Oh man, I'm so excited. Oh,
so like the next big thing next week we're gonna have basically a pre-show to that, and we're gonna do top 8 and predictions of like every event that they have there. I'm gonna do a little bit more extensive research. That is like that's the big one, and we're gonna have a pre-show next week, and then gonna have a full recap because I think after Genesis, there's not the next big thing is Frostbite, and
it's like 3 weeks.
we're
Yeah.
going. Are you not going, Bob? Are you not going, Bobbles?
Am I not going? No, I don't.
I'm not going to Frostbite either.
I'm gonna be stuck here in Texas, man. But I'm waiting on that W2. Once that W, your boy's gonna go. Catch me going down the big slide at Smash and Splash. Catch me at Evo. I'll be
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
But
Because my May is filled up. I'm going to Combo Breaker and then turning around and going to Smash and Splash the week right after that. So
Not
I'm
going
very,
to
very
DreamHack Dallas.
excited. Oh yeah, I have to go to DreamHack Dallas.
Same
Oh
weekend.
my,
Yeah.
oh
Is
my
DreamHack-
goodness, really?
DreamHack's the same weekend as Smash and Splash.
Yeah, again, and Smash Flash is
I
pretty mad
gotta
about
go.
it,
I
and
gotta
it
go.
sucks.
Oh my god.
I had to pick DreamHack, but
Yeah.
like I
Well,
want to make it out
I'm
to a Smash
definitely.
and Splash eventually, but I
Yeah.
have to
Well,
go to DreamHack.
guess I'm going to
I have to go to DreamHack Dallas. I
I
have
guess
to.
what is there? CEO?
I'm
Look,
definitely going to
Smash
CEO.
Con.
Oh my god, I need to go to CEO, like, and I don't know who I'm gonna mug to get in the top 8, but like walking down that ramp into that race, that's like 6-year-old me watching the trying to live out a
Ain't
dream,
nothing.
dude.
I went there for the first time last year, and I promise you, it ain't nothing. There's nothing better than being there live.
Mm-hmm.
Like the crowd is into it. The crowd is packed for almost every game. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this year, it's probably going to be even more ridiculous, especially if you like FGC titles and things like that. And if you want just stuff to do in general, people are up all night. We side betting all night. We're in Jabali land. We're getting our drink on, dude. It's ridiculous, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a crazy experience, and I think to mark your summer, you should definitely go to take a visit to Daytona this year.
Yeah, I've never been outside of the state. I don't know. I'm gonna send out these commentary apps. I'm gonna send out these goodwill,
sure.
these fruit baskets and stuff like that. I'm gonna find a way to get out of state and
I'm telling you, man,
show
just
some love.
do and just save it for just like that super major event CEO, because that, especially with Ultimate, that's gonna be insane.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Crazy.
I'm sure we'll get close to K. Just
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
I would say we have something to look out for this weekend, but once again, we don't. We're gonna have the Genesis pre-show next week, but that's all we got for today. But we're gonna make sure that we give you a pretty juicy pre-show next week, and more Genesis 6 updates to come on the button check. Shout out Mainline, we appreciate y'all. But we are out of here. I'm Banjo.
I'm Drago.
I'm Bobbles.
We're gone, baby. We're gone. We're gone.